if there is anybody else with you or not.
Right, that's why I'm suggesting having some sort of a camera. Again, nobody has to know that it's not hooked up, but it's a strong deterrent. Sorry, John, I was talking about the Keller Williams agent that was attacked earlier, and safety is a really big thing with me.
Yeah, Lynchburg, Virginia, right? So I'm glad you started with that, Alex, and good morning, everybody. Super important. If you haven't already read about this, you need to do a little bit of research and get up to date with what's going on. I know that in the Coral Springs Market Center for the last 5 years, we don't have a policy that says you're not allowed to do an open house alone, although that's been the message for the last 5 years. And I'll be talking to Richard and Alan this morning on an ops call, and I would say that we probably need to create a policy around this because
John,
it's horrible.
I agree.
I had made some suggestions before you got online as far as a Ring camera, you know, the kind that you have at your doorbell.
Yeah.
$100. So even if you were to artificially attach it to the front door, it's a nice little deterrent that anybody that's walking in the front door knows that they're being filmed.
I agree.
Additionally, a cheap camera that you can put it onto your laptop computer. Again, nobody has to know that it's not working other than you, but it's a strong deterrent. One last thing for the women, and I'm sorry, a little whatever, is always carry your phone with you. And worst comes to worst, and you're starting to feel threatened, and he's coming towards you, to go ahead and say something like, Alexis 911. The guy's going to get startled a little bit, and if you're smart, you can turn around and say, that activated my emergency call. You're being filmed, and it's going to the police station with your face right now. You know, it's going to scare them off a little bit, or at least buy you some time that you might be able to go ahead and kick them in the gonads.
All right, Alex, thank you for sharing that. I really do appreciate it. Check your Alexa device in the home real quick. Make sure you didn't just call 911, by the way.
Sorry.
No, I'm serious.
Right.
Right? Okay. All right, guys, let's get started. Oh, by the way, one more thing on this. So this is the Keller Williams agent in Lynchburg, Virginia, which means all of you have the opportunity to reach out and offer love, offer support, offer prayers. I don't know if her name has been released yet or not. I did hear that it was not being released for her protection, but at the same time, we can reach out to the Market Center, the Keller Williams Market Center. There's only going to be one. Lynchburg's not a big city, and offer prayers and support and love and see what we could do to help this.
There is a GoFundMe.
Good. There we go.
Yeah.
Can you share that in the chat section if you've got it, Elsa, so we can help spread that?
We try to
You're the
figure it
best.
out. Yes.
You're the best. Okay, talk to me, guys. Tell me something good. I know it's hard to go from that subject to tell me something good and share gratitude. Anything.
Father's Day yesterday.
Father's Day yesterday. Yes. Thank
Just
you,
counting
Pamela.
our
Her
days. out there.
name was posted. Thank you.
It's my daughter's 15th birthday today.
Oh, Natalie, that means restricted driver's license.
Don't remind me, John, I know.
Oh,
Practice this weekend, I almost threw up.
you are in my prayers, young lady. Oh, yeah. Here's perspective. Lacey turns 19 next Sunday. Right? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, guys. Quick, tell me something good.
Good morning. This is Shirley. I would like to first let everyone know that I've been selected to be a part of our Social Equality Task Force, and I'm very excited to be a part of that. And I want to say a special thank you to Eddie for the listing presentation that he did on Friday. Thank you. Great job, Eddie.
Thank you.
Wow. I love that. Thank you, Shirley, and congratulations. And Eddie, my friend, you're a rock star.
Thank you, sir.
Keep up the great work.
I will.
Yeah. So I'll share, don't know if Deb Tom is on the call or not, but to Deb Tom and John DiMartino, congratulations. Deb Tom is part of Pro Coaching. Actually, she just signed up recently, and her and John went on a $920,000 listing appointment over the weekend and got the listing.
Wow. Yay.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, so guys, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go right into Rainmaker. For those of you who maybe don't know, I've been working on this book now for about 20 years. And by the way, I like sarcasm, so that's sarcastic. And I'm really close to self-publishing this book. I just have a few more tweaks I need to make, quite honestly, money. So here we go. Hold on one second. All right. All right, so let's see. We're gonna go to the top of the page, outline. I wanna talk today about time blocking your big rocks. All right, so first of all, success is a choice. So is failure. So why would you choose to fail? Time block your big rocks. So let's just say that we started with a large bucket. We want to fill the bucket with large rocks, small rocks, pebbles, and sand. Would we be able to get the same amount in the bucket if we started with the small stuff and worked our way up to the big rocks? No, of course not. So a professor is sitting in front of a room, and he has a glass jar. It's a big glass jar, and he puts all of the big rocks in first, and he fills it to the lid, and he asks, is it full? Yeah, Natalie's nodding her head, yes. Then he pours in smaller rocks, and the smaller rocks drop in, and they fill in all of the gaps. And they're like, okay, we get it, you're so smart. Then he asks, is it full now? And the students in the room are like, well, yeah. Now they're a little bit cautious, but they're thinking, sure, it's full. And hold on one second, guys. I just want to see what's going on in the chat. So if somebody's trying to tell me something, I'm not missing it. No. Cool. Thank you, guys. All right. And then he takes small pebbles, and the small pebbles fill in even the smaller gaps, and he fills it to the top. And he asks, is it full now? And the students were like, well, yeah, now it's full. And then he takes sand, and he pours his sand into the jar, and the sand fills in all of the smaller gaps. And he says, well, is it full now? And then he said, yes, now it is finally full. And then he pours in water, and water fills to the top, and he asked, is it full now? And they said, yes, now it is finally full. So what's the message? You guys know the answer. Just somebody jump in here and tell me, what's the message?
Know your big ball.
Know your big rocks.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Somebody else. Come on, guys, quickly. By the way, I'm not snapping my fingers at you. That just means quick. Nobody get offended at me, okay? Quickly, somebody else.
You could always do more.
There's always room for more, okay? Thank you, Michael.
You have to establish a basis first to get everything in.
Establish a basis first. And Paige, what I think I'm hearing you say is you have to start with the big rocks.
Yeah. Yes.
If you don't start with the big rocks, then you won't have room for the big rocks. Correct?
Things first.
Correct.
Okay. So here's the two things I want you to hear. Know what those big rocks are, and always put the big rocks in first. If I'm taking notes, I'm writing that down. Know what my big rocks are, and always start with the big rocks first. Gary Keller, author of The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, says that until your 20% is complete, everything and everyone else is a distraction. Until your 20% is done, that's your big rocks, guys. Everything and everyone else is a distraction. Until you have, this is a daily routine that I followed for the last 15 years, and you can tell how long I've been working on this book, guys, because I need to edit that. It's more than 15 years now. Selling an average of more than 100 homes per year. 5 a.m., victory of the pillow. That means I got up. Pillow lost, I won. 5:15 to 5:45, build spiritual energy by reading the Bible, pray, and meditate. And by the way, spiritual energy is spiritual energy. Whatever that means to you, you're building spiritual energy, right? Okay. 5:45 to 6:45, build mental energy, meaning read books and journal. 6:45 to 7:30, exercise, you're building physical energy. 7:30 to 8, emotional energy, spend time with family. 8:30 to 9, practice and role play your scripts. And then 9 to 12, lead generate. Now, when you do everything that I just listed, the rest of the day takes care of itself. If I were taking notes, I would write, when I do what I'm supposed to do between 5 a.m. and noon, the rest of the day takes care of itself. Or here's another way of saying it. When I win the morning, I win the day. Let's dig deeper on this, because believe it or not, this may be the most important ingredient in the recipe that is a successful real estate business. I would suggest that you use a paper calendar with a week at a glance. The only thing that goes in your calendar is your 5 top money-making activities: time with family, faith, and personal growth. Time block 1 week at a time, starting with family and personal growth. Use color highlighters and block time for the following activities. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. All right, so this is what my calendar would look like. Now, if I asked how many of you are time blocking exactly the way the picture looks, who would raise their hand? Who would give me a thumbs up? You know, there's this little thing on your Zoom link down at the bottom where you can hit thumbs up. Who would give me a thumbs up? Who would say yes? Who's got a calendar that looks just like this? No one?
Mine, John.
There we go. Eddie's.
Old school. I did it like that.
Old school works.
I still do it.
Hello. My calendar. It's a week at a glance. If I could figure out a way to make it 52 weeks at a glance, I would. If I could figure out a way to get you guys to carry around this giant calendar that was the entire year, I would. Now, I promise you, Paige, if you and I are talking on the phone or talking face to face, and I said, hey, let's meet next Thursday at 11 a.m. And you said, let me check my calendar. And I said, cool. And you're using an electronic calendar and you go to dive into your phone and check your calendar. And I said, okay, Paige, I'll check too. I'm good. Five minutes later, you'll finally have your calendar open. You'll finally be able to look at that day and say, yeah, I'm good too. And like, okay, I'm going to add it into my calendar. I'm done. 2 minutes later, you're still typing with one finger at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for all of you using electronic calendars, don't get mad at me. Use both if that's what it takes. If that's what it takes. Now, here's one thing I want to show you. Fun with family. For those of you with children, write your children's name under this, and then go to your children and say, Eric, Allie, Jennifer, Megan, I want you to see that you're in my calendar. Matter of fact, I want you to see that you're the very first appointment that went in my calendar. All of these other appointments, I work around you because you're the most important appointment in my calendar. I'm going to pause. Talk to me. What'd you just hear?
Big rocks.
Big rocks.
You're letting them know that family comes first.
Mission, vision, values.
Set expectation.
If you don't live the mission, vision, values of this company, they are just words on the wall. Family comes first. And I'm going to let my kids know they come first. At the bottom of the page, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm home by 6 o'clock. I'm putting my phone away. I'm putting my computer away, and I'm with family. All of this time up here, I'm working. If I'm on a list appointment and my 5-year-old called me and wanted to talk to me in the middle of the list appointment, I'm probably not taking the call unless it's an emergency and I know they need my help. I'm focused on that listing. Why wouldn't I treat my kids the same way when I'm spending time with them? You guys hearing this? Okay, I'm preaching, so I'll shut up. All right, here's the key to making this work. None of the activities listed above are urgent, but they are critically important. Stephen Covey talks about the 4 quadrants. Quadrant 1, urgent and important. Quadrant 2, not urgent and important. None of the activities listed above are urgent, but they are critically important. When we are working on important activities that are not urgent, you will be tempted to get distracted by more urgent activities. By the way, more urgent could be somebody walking up to your cubicle and wanting to talk about the football game yesterday. It's more urgent because they're right there in front of you and they want to talk. Urgent doesn't necessarily mean that something bad is going to happen if you don't take care of it. Urgent just means right now. Right now. In other words, Elsa's making calls and I pop into Elsa's office and I basically say, hey, Elsa, can you stop lead generating so I can talk to you about my walk that I did this weekend to the Keys? And if Elsa, I like that, right? Elsa's gonna say, no, I'm on an appointment. Until my 20% is done, everything else, thank you, Elsa, no. Everything else is a distraction. So John, you're a distraction.
Yep.
Thank you. When you're working on important activities that are not urgent, you will be tempted to get distracted by more urgent activities. Remember, until your 20% is complete, everyone else is a distraction. All right, so do you want to know the secret to success? If I could share one idea that would double your production, would you want to know what it is? Yes, of course, here it is. Double the amount of time you spend in quadrant 2. Not urgent and important. And the way you double the amount of time you spend in quadrant 2 is by taking time away from quadrant 3 and 4. Quadrant 3, urgent, not important. That's me walking into Elsa's office and say, hey, Elsa, I want to quit. Stop your lead generation so I could talk to you about my walk to the Keys. Urgent, I'm right there in front of her. Not important. Quadrant 4, not urgent and not important. Those are complete time wasters. All right, let's talk about time. So here's how I see time, guys. Every day we have 24 hours. Let's break it down. 1,440 minutes. Let's break it down even further. 86,400 seconds. The average workday is 10 hours. That's 50 hours per week and 2,500 hours per year with 2 weeks vacation. Cool. If we all have 2,550 hours a year to achieve our business goals, why do we not all achieve the same level of success? I'll give you the answer. Success is not a result of how much time we invest in our business. It's the result of how much focus and energy we put into our time. If I'm taking notes, I'm writing that down. Success is not the result of how much time we invest into our business. It's the result of how much focus and energy we put into our time. Let's go back to where we started and break that 2,550 hours down. So 50 hours a week, 10 hours per day, 600 minutes per day. The 80-20 principle says that 80% of my income is the result of 20% of what I do. If your production goal for the year is 5 million, then your GCI at 3% is 150,000. 150,000 divided by 2,550 hours is 58.82 per hour. There's your productive time. That's how much you're worth per hour. 58.82. Most of us, if we are being honest, spend a fraction of 2,550 hours on dollar productive activities. Let's assume, just for the purpose of this conversation, that we are spending 5 hours per day in quadrant 2. Now, I'm going to slow down because this is important. What if we took 2 hours per day that we are spending in quadrant 1, 3, and 4 and invested that back into quadrant 2? We would add 500 hours of productive time back into our business, and we would increase our income by $29,410 simply by adding 2 hours a day into quadrant 2. All right, so I'm gonna give it to you another way. If I were to take the same 86,400 seconds that you have in a day, and I were to give you a dollar amount and say, okay, I'm gonna give you $86,400 to spend every day. Anybody excited? I am. We can select 3 of the following categories to spend it on. You're spending time, you're spending money, you're investing time, you're investing money. It's the same conversation. Now you have $86,400 that you can invest on A, personal growth, B, spiritual growth, C, personal growth, E, fun experiences with family, F, entertainment, G, waste it and throw it away. Now divide 16 hours by 3 because you're picking your top 3. You're picking your top 3. You just did. I know every single one of you looked at that and said, blank, blank, and blank. If I asked you, are you spending a third of your time on each of the 3 that you picked? Would your answer be yes? Or would it be no? Okay. We'll pick up from there tomorrow, guys. First question. Is this valuable? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Did it help? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Do you want me to continue going through the Rainmaker with you, including 50 pages of scripts? Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Okay. What did you hear
Yes.
today? What did you hear today? What did you hear today?
It is important for your time blocking. So make sure you take care of your big boulders first before you start going after your smaller items. And in the end, there's always room for coffee.
There you go. Thank you, Alex. Good job. Thank you, Alex. Good job.
I think quadrant 2 is your big rock.
So guys, I'm going to do something. Hold on a second. We got major feedback. I'm going to mute all. I don't know if it's me. And then unmute yourself to talk to me. All right, hit the mute button and talk to me. Eddie, go. Please.
Quadrant 2 is your big rock.
Yes. Eddie's my new favorite.
Thank you.
He always was.
Oh, not true. Elsa, you know you are. Come on, guys. Talk to me. What'd you hear? Talk to me. What'd you hear?
I heard that even the smaller tasks that you're doing are leveraged. You know, you can leverage a lot of those out.
100%. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's so important. Thank you, Heather, because it's important that you guys don't hear me saying those things don't matter, because they do matter. They're just not your big rocks. They're somebody else's big rocks. My small rocks are somebody else's big rocks.
John, I don't know if it's just me, but you have an echo.
You know, I know that. And I was wondering if it was me or if it was somebody else.
It's Heather.
Oh, well, Sunshine, I'm sorry. But everybody, Jennifer is Sunshine. I'm not a nickname person.
It's okay.
Yeah, that was not me. So, da-da-da.
Okay.
But thank you for talking to me. Alex,
No problem.
your lips
Thank
are
you.
moving, nothing's coming out. Hit the mute button.
Could you repeat the last comment that you made, because it was such a strong echo and it was distracting, and I know that it was important.
Yeah, your small rocks are somebody else's big rocks. Yeah. All right, you guys are awesome. 46 people on the call today. Thank you for being a part of this call. This is a group of community and growth. I appreciate you. I get more from these daily calls than you do, and I am grateful for the opportunity. If I have invested in you, if I've made deposits and I can ask for one withdrawal, it would be call me, text me with anybody that you know that I should reach out to who could be part of this call with us that would benefit from Survive to Thrive coaching every day with all of
I have a question for you regarding
Yes.
that, John.
yes.
So if I met an agent which is in another region than